welcome to the 6th episode of DBD Sports Show. I got Dom to my right and Daryl to my left.
Finally,
let's get it.
Finally got
Dom,
everybody.
Take it right away.
All right, so let's start off with a round of applause today. We finally got everybody in the studio. That was a good round of applause.
Sure.
All right, before we start off today, officially, make sure you guys check us on Apple Music and Spotify. Daryl, do you want to start off with the first topic? First time here, why don't you start off?
Yeah, first of all, I'm stoked to be in here, but we're gonna start off with some NFL free agency.
Yeah.
And something that stood out to me was that the Bucks kept everyone.
Yeah.
All their starters are coming back. That's the first time a Super Bowl team is returning everyone since 1979. That's.
Would you say it was 22, right? 22 starters?
Yeah,
22
Because
22.
AB wasn't a starter,
He
you
wasn't
said?
a starter.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're gonna need him much.
22 of 22.
22 out of 22.
Yeah.
That usually never happens. So they're putting themselves in such a great position for next year. And I can't wait to see what they do.
Yeah.
You talk about being in great position to repeat. There's no better way to go 22 of 22.
Who was it? What was this? Daryl, can you look up the Bucks schedule for next year?
I heard it's gonna be easy.
Yeah. Because I know you said
They
could go
versed the NFC North.
Yeah.
And I lied. They versed the NFC East and they versed the AFC East.
Okay.
I feel like the only real competition they're gonna have is the Bills and
The Rams.
Well, they versus the Saints as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the
Swings.
Saints.
But they're not gonna have Breeze.
So, yeah,
You gotta keep
It depends on how good Jameis is, because
Yeah.
Jameis could be really good, or he could just be
exactly
like how he was on the Bucks.
terrible.
Yeah, it is looking pretty easy for them, honestly.
So call
I'm
up the
saying
schedule as it
they
goes.
they win no less than 13 games.
Yeah, so you got here the Falcons, Panthers, Rams, Patriots, Saints, Jets, Eagles, Falcons, Panthers, Saints, Cowboys, Giants, Bills, Dolphins, Bears, Washington.
Yeah.
Nothing there that really scares you, you know?
I
So,
say their biggest competition is the Rams and Bills.
Yeah.
I'd rather them lose to the Rams now though than rather them lose to them in the postseason, because
Yeah.
I don't know. But so this
And
week,
the Rams are a really good coach team. So
Yeah.
Sean McVay, I love Sean McVay.
No,
Sean McVay,
very good
I feel like
coach.
knew that Jared Goff wasn't the answer pretty much the
you
whole
can see that
time,
chemistry deteriorating.
especially after that Super Bowl, because the defense, Jared Goff couldn't do anything. No,
I know.
he couldn't do anything. They got a field goal
they had
barely.
the worst QB rating in Super Bowl history. in
Was
the
it
fourth
actually?
Quarter. Yeah.
Yeah, because
It was
they only got the
20 or
field goal
something.
in the fourth, right?
Yep.
So yeah, this week wasn't as exciting and action-packed as last week, but still some pretty good events. The Ravens finally got their wide receiver, Sammy Watkins, former receiver for the Chiefs, heading over on a 1-year, $6 million deal. But the Ravens, they've been trying to reach out to wide receivers this whole time. Daryl, why can't the Ravens just bring in a wide receiver? Is it because Lamar? What is it?
So I don't know if there's a specific reason why they should have. I was thinking they should have been more aggressive in pursuing Galladay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm surprised that Juju didn't decide to go to the Ravens as well. You know what I'm saying? So why would you go to the Steelers for less?
I think because I know that the Steelers organization was saying, and even Juju said it, but we don't really know how much we can trust Juju. But he loves the Steelers. He has the Steelers like the blue collar mentality.
Yeah.
But so yeah, the Ravens tried to get Juju, and they also tried to get T.Y. Hilton. So T.Y. signed with the Indianapolis Colts, re-signed with the Colts on a 1-year, and it's up to $10 million. It's not even 10 guaranteed. And he said he wanted to stay with Indy so bad, and he wanted to stay with them so bad that he ignored the Ravens offer. But the Ravens signing bonus was more than his whole entire contract with the Ravens. Brady, why do you think
That's crazy.
Why do you think he should have stayed with the Colts? Why do you think he did?
I feel like he just that's his hometown team at this point. He's been with them for 10 years now. I feel like
Was it that long?
he's just staying
Because
loyal.
his connection with Andrew Luck was so pure. He had such
What was the other team that tried to go get him? The Ravens.
the Ravens, yeah. Because
Do you guys
the
think
Ravens
the Colts
offered
are in a
him.
better position to have a better year than the Ravens.
Yeah, no,
I
team wise, yes.
think team wise,
bro, the Colts are way
Carson
more the car. Yeah, but
this is his.
but Lamar
revival year.
Lamar has nobody. He has Mark Andrews and Hollywood Brown. That's all he has.
Well,
The
now
Colts
he has
are
Sammy
way more.
Watkins.
Yeah, the Colts definitely are a deeper team, but
Yeah.
you guys know how I feel about.
But Sammy Collins isn't wide receiver one.
Yeah,
He
not.
looked good because everybody was focused on Tyreek Hill and
He's
Travis
2 or
Kelce.
3.
Right.
He's a good 2 or 3.
He's another Hollywood Brown, basically, the same guy. So the Colts have a way better all-around team. They have a better defense than the Ravens, better O-line than the Ravens, they have better targets than the Ravens. They have a way better. They should do better than the Ravens next year. But yeah, then the Bucks re-signed Leonard Fournette to a 1-year, $3.25 million. You know he's the 20th highest-paid running back with that deal. He signed with Philip Lindsay, former Broncos. Now he's a part of the Texans. That's a steal. They're getting him for basically nothing.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And he's gonna have a huge year next year. But what does
You
this
think so?
what does this do for Rojo?
Who?
For the other running back.
Oh,
down in
Rojo.
Tampa.
Rojo.
Yeah.
Ronald Jones.
Yeah,
What does
Was
that
it
do for
Ron Jones the second,
Jones?
right?
yeah. I mean, they were kind of splitting the running
Carries.
I know, but now that I feel like what Leonard Fournette did in the playoffs, like, do you think they're gonna like slow down?
No,
Rojo's
I
role?
think they're still gonna split the
Yeah,
carries
because
because
other than like Lenny's playoff Lenny,
Mhm.
I mean, it was kind of inconsistent.
It feels like sometimes like Rojo's on, and then sometimes Lenny's on.
Right.
So
Yeah,
it
I
just
think it's
depends on
gonna-
which way the wind
Probably gonna
blows.
feed the hot hand.
Yeah.
exactly. I think they're either gonna do that or they obviously gave Ronald Jones way more carries than Fournette this year, so I think they're gonna split it either in favor of Fournette or pretty much they're just gonna give it to the hot hand. But it's gonna be I feel way more equal and even than to last
Yeah.
year. And then pretty much the really only kind of big signing was just the Eagles signed Joe Flacco, which is not even that big. But again, Joe Flacco had a crazy Super Bowl run with the Ravens. Then he was on the Jets for a year, 2 years. He was a backup for the Jets, and now he's on the Eagles. But
Ew.
do you know how much his deal is?
I do not.
Can you look that up?
Who's
real quick?
that?
For Joe Flacco? It's probably like
Yeah.
I think it's like 1 year, probably like $5 million or something like that.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
And then another signing I saw was in Dominic Sue back to the Bucks.
Oh, and the Dominican.
And Malcolm,
Oh, Malcolm Butler to
our
the
hero. Our hero is to the Cardinals.
The Cardinals.
Where
1
he
year,
made,
$6 million.
Where he made the 20.
Was it in Arizona?
Yeah, where he made
That-
the Super Bowl 49 game-winning play.
Especially because without Patrick Peterson now, because Patrick Peterson's in Minnesota, right?
Yep.
Especially without that, their secondary needs help because their
And-
defense was the weak point of that team.
That defense is loading up this year.
Right.
They just signed J.J. Watt. They're getting back Chandler Jones, and they just got Malcolm Butler.
Right. So what is this? So what's up?
Yeah, so I just wanted to say Flacco's deal is actually just on 1 year, 2.5.
3.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Making more than Leonard Fournette. That's
Joe
insane.
Flacco.
But that's another mentor, backup quarterback for Jalen. But do you think that they're gonna go with Jalen Hurts? Or do you think they're gonna draft
I
one?
mean, now they probably are, to be honest.
You think they're gonna go with Jalen?
Yeah, so I was gonna get into this when we got Mark, but now that they have the sixth, I mean, I feel like they're kind of giving the keys more to Jalen. 'Cause,
Yeah.
with that sixth, the better QBs, honestly.
They no, the Dolphins have
yeah,
it.
the Dolphins have.
The Dolphins have the
Dolphins
six
have
now.
6. The Eagles are 12 now.
Eagles are 12.
So now
So
that
it
they
even
have 12.
helps here.
Yeah, so even bumps like what I was
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
They're not gonna get a QB. Probably gonna get a receiver or something.
So yeah, exactly. Speaking of those NFL trades, the only real trades that happened were trades for picks this past week.
Crazy blockbuster deals.
When I read them the first time, I had no idea what was going on. So the 49ers acquired the 3rd overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. The 49ers received the 3rd overall pick, and the Dolphins got the 12th, the 1st and 3rd in 2022, and a first-round pick in 2023.
You know what this tells me? The San Francisco 49ers keep saying they have all this faith in Jimmy G.
Yeah.
But them trading up to 3, that's right in the wheelhouse for one of those good quarterbacks. You're not going to trade up to number 3 to go get a wide receiver.
Because those wide receivers are going to be
You're going
there.
up in the draft to get the best available player, and the best available players are QBs in that top 5 range.
Do you think that they could be getting this pick to then trade back down draft day to get that wide receiver?
I don't know if they'll do all that. I feel like what they're doing now, they're probably gonna get a QB for the future, right?
Yeah.
Probably gonna give Jimmy G one last year to see what he's working with.
Like a healthy year because he was hurt pretty much
to
this whole
see,
year.
What he can do, and if not, they're gonna try to kind of give the keys to another QB.
I think they're taking Justin Fields, and we're gonna somehow get Jimmy G back. That's what I think should happen.
I can't. I don't know. I'd rather Mac over Jimmy G because Jimmy G when they won the Super Bowl they had the best run game in the whole entire NFL. They had the
How
best
about this?
defense.
How about this? We trade Cam Newton back to them. They give us Jimmy
Back
G.
to who?
Cam Newton is like the
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. They have that same type of play.
Because he went to his camp or something like that. He went
Yeah.
to Cam Newton's camp. But yeah, and then another one was the Dolphins then got the 6th overall pick. And in the 156th overall pick, and then the Eagles got the 12th, the 123rd, and the 2022 first-round pick. So what does this mean for the Eagles? Because everybody thought that they were going to try and get Kyle Pitts, but I don't think there's any way Kyle Pitts is there at 12.
Yeah.
There's no way. And then now the Dolphins moved back from 3 to 6. So does this mean they're more likely to get a QB, or do you think they're going to go for Devontae because he already has a connection with Tua?
I feel like since Miami is at 6, maybe they get Kyle Pitts and have a dominant tight end duo like how the Patriots used to.
Because who do they have? Gesicki, right?
Gesicki is an underrated tight end, so they could have a dominant tight ends.
Yeah.
Pitts and
Duo.
Gesicki.
Yeah.
Have that tight end duo.
So, but would you rather Jalen Waddle or Devontae Smith?
Probably Devontae Smith. I mean, I feel like he's more of a complete receiver. Jalen Waddle is very speedy and quick to me, but I feel like Smith's route running abilities can't be taught.
Right.
So especially if he gets bigger,
He makes tough catches
He
too.
makes tough catches.
Like
as well.
some of the catches I was watching him make, he's not wide open on some of those. Some of them he has
He's
to
got
fight,
good
fight
hands.
for
He's
the
just
ball. Yeah.
he's got surprisingly good hands for his build
Yeah.
and his lack of muscle basically. But a lot of people are saying, because even I said it, because Jalen Waddle had the same numbers as Devontae Smith did when he wasn't hurt. But since Jalen Waddle was hurt, it elevated Devontae Smith to that number one wide receiver role.
Yeah.
But that could have been like the perfect thing for him. I don't think that's bad because I think that he's a better wide receiver than Jalen Waddle. But Jalen Waddle has the build, but Devontae Smith just has the talent, I feel like. So I don't know. I really don't know who I would want. But then Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith threw Tua Tagovailoa under the bus. They both said they would rather have Mac Jones as their quarterback. They said it in an interview on Good Morning Football or like NFL Network.
I actually don't think that's what it was. I feel like they did it on purpose because they want to. So like Mac Jones kind of isn't getting like the
Hype.
recognition that he thought he would after the season he had.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll do it on purpose to kind of like boost up Mac. You know
But still, because there's a good chance both of them could end, or one or the other could end in Miami.
Yeah.
So how does Tua like?
Well, they're-
Because they said
Devontae Smith didn't have his Heisman season with Tua.
right.
No,
That,
but I
He had
mean,
it with Mac. so.
yeah, but Devontae Smith was also younger. He wasn't as good back then.
Yeah.
right.
But they're cool with Tua at the end of the day. They're still cool with him.
No, I definitely agree,
So-
but it's like it's the same thing with like Russell Wilson and that O line. Yes, they're cool, but he threw him under the bus. That's it.
Right.
You threw him under the bus in front of the national media.
Because like Mac, like Tua's kind of like other than like I mean he didn't have the best year last year, but he's in a decent situation.
Who, Tua?
Whereas Mac could like is kind of like being overlooked.
Yeah.
So they probably wanted to help their quarterback out, and I showed like even though like my quarterback has like a basic play style, like he's very efficient, he's very effective.
So I have a question. Out of these quarterbacks, who's going to have the best career? Because you're saying Mac's getting overlooked. So does that mean Mac's going to have a better career than, like, say, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Trevor Lawrence? Or is he just going to be, like, just like
Who
an
are we going
average
between?
quarterback for his
Who
career?
and who? Like, who we compare?
Are you talking
No,
about
like,
quarterbacks in general? The quarterbacks in
Yeah,
general?
because you were saying that Mac Jones is overlooked. So you're saying overlooked right now or overlooked for the long term, like for his successful career?
I just think overlooked right now. I can't really like. I mean, especially after what happened with Tom Brady, like the way
Right.
he was, like I can't rule out any QB being good.
No, I know what you mean.
But like Mac Jones kind of gives me like Jimmy Garoppolo vibes, like a good game manager, like not gonna like take you to prime time by himself.
Mhm.
But what I see from like Zach Wilson, like the unorthodox throws that he can make, it's like that.
Zach Wilson's an animal.
I like Zach Wilson a lot, and Trevor Lawrence could also, especially if he gets better,
Yeah.
he has the size, he has the athleticism. He
Right.
could actually have like a very great career as well.
I feel like it's not what Mac Jones. I feel like it's not Mac Jones' fault he's being overlooked. It's just like there's so much QB
It's
talent
yeah.
in this draft.
I think
So,
it's the
no,
talent in the
actually,
draft
he's
and the
great.
talent that he was
He's
surrounded
great,
by.
but then there's guys that are like on a different
No,
level.
because that's
Right.
very true. Because I actually think if Mac Jones stayed another year, I mean, he obviously can't now, but like if he was stayed another year, he'll be the first career QB taken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This upcoming class isn't that strong with QBs, like not even close.
Like Zach Wilson, I didn't hear one thing about him all last year. I never even heard of him before.
I'm telling
Trevor
you.
Lawrence, obviously. Justin Fields, obviously, because of QB1 from Netflix. That's how I heard of Justin Fields. But like Mac Jones, I kind of heard of him. But like Zach Wilson, Kellen Mond, like I don't know. I didn't know who any of these guys were.
Yeah.
And like granted, I didn't really pay attention to college football. But still, like I know what's going on. But I had no idea who this kid Zach Wilson
Dude,
was.
when I was watching that pro day, all I could think of in my mind is Russell Wilson, Mahomes,
Yeah.
Rodgers.
Yeah,
Because
The
he
way
was,
the ball comes out
he
of
was
his
going
hands,
across
it's
his body
effortless.
making the
Yeah.
throws.
It's
It was
effortless.
insane.
yeah.
So Brady, who do you have going 1 through 5 for this year's draft?
All right, so
Like, do you think teams are gonna try and trade for picks, like including your 1 through 5? Like,
okay, all right. For one, Jacksonville is taking Lawrence. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not even
yeah.
a question.
Right.
2, I got Zach Wilson going to the Jets. I got Fields going to the 49ers.
Mhm.
And then I got 4, I feel like Falcons could take either Pitts or Lance. But I kind of see them. I don't know if they're going to take
If they-
quarterback because
if
they
they
just signed
took-
Ryan too.
if they took Kyle Pitts, if it was Kyle
That's what
Pitts,
I
Julio
mean.
Jones, and Calvin Ridley,
And Calvin Ridley.
That's smart.
that's insane.
But I feel like if,
I see that. I
if
see
Pitts,
that. I
if
see
Pitts
that.
doesn't go 4, he's going 5.
Mhm.
So like those 4 or 5
To the
I'm gonna
Bengals?
I don't think so.
Switch or swap.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
So I'll go.
Yeah.
So I got obviously Trevor Lawrence to the Jags, Zach Wilson to the Jets. Even though because if they don't go for Zach Wilson, because they're obviously not going to go for a quarterback if they don't go Zach Wilson. If they stick with Sam, should they go wide receiver? Should they go Penei Sewell? Should they go Kyle Pitts there?
I think they're going for Zach Wilson.
They're not
But if
passing
they okay,
up.
but if they weren't to,
Oh, if they weren't, then I'll maybe get like some more protection for Sam Darnold. But I mean,
yeah, because they have
if you're given the option Zach Wilson or Sam Darnold,
yeah.
I don't think it's a
no,
question.
exactly.
I don't even think it's a question.
And then I agree with Brady again. Justin Fields, I think, will go to the 49ers. And then I actually have Trey Lance going to the Falcons because I think Matt Ryan is pretty much done. So it's great for him to learn under an experienced quarterback. that's went to the promised land but didn't really get the job done.
Yeah.
But if Trey, because he's from North Dakota State University, so he's not like a big school, so he doesn't really know the big games like that. So if he follows Matt Ryan, learns behind Matt Ryan for a year in Atlanta, the next year or two, when he's really getting that starting job, the talent is already around him. He's going to be fit right into that system. So Trey Lance, he has the arm, he has the talent, he's a great overall quarterback. So I think the Falcons need to make a move for him. And then I have Penei Sewell to the Bengals because the Bengals offensive line, Joe Burrow's dying every snap.
Yeah. So like, I actually had Trevor Lawrence first, obviously. Then Zach Wilson, Fields, then Pitts. So the reason I have Pitts for is because Matt Ryan still had a good season last year. He did. Like, you can't like look at his season last year.
But do you think it was good for just a quarterback or good including all the talent he had around him?
I think he played well.
I think he played good.
I think he played well.
No, Julio was kind of hurt too, and
so
Calvin
he
was
threw
hurt at
like
some point.
29
So
touchdowns,
some of the
7
stuff
picks,
that happened to
something
the
like
Falcons, one, some of it's bad luck. Like some of the losses just like
and they had a terrible
they were in
coach.
so many close games. Like some of these games could have easily went the other way.
Was that the one the Cowboys won with like the 3 onside kicks?
Yeah.
And Tug really lost in the game by himself. So.
Yeah. So
he fell into the end zone.
Yeah. So also another thing too, like let's say you want to give like Matt Ryan another year. Like why not get more weapons to see what he can do like one last time? Then next year get a QB or something like that.
But I don't think they need I think Kyle Pitts would be great, but they don't need help on offense. They need help on defense. Their defense is atrocious.
Yeah.
Their defense is so bad.
One of the worst
I
defenses in the
agree.
league.
Matt Ryan didn't he had a decent year, and they have a good team around him, so they don't need help on offense. Their defense is the problem. So I think Kyle Pitts would be a great addition, but they don't really need it. That's not their priority.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they can pass up on Kyle Pitts. That's what,
because you could add a playmaker like that and like just be so explosive on offense that you're going in shootouts.
It doesn't even matter.
You know?
Plus, because that play action game, especially with a dominant tight end, would be crazy. And they don't have a run game in Atlanta.
You could use Pitts in like so many different forms. You could use him as like a traditional tight end. You could stack him like with Julio either side and have really another side.
Put him on
confuse the defense.
That's why I think the Patriots might, say if they don't go Mac, they might go Najee Harris because we have 2 dominant tight ends. We have Damian Harris and
James White.
And James White, we just re-signed James White. So we have two okay running backs, but if we have 2 really good tight ends, that play action game is going to go crazy. We need like a good running back in the backfield.
I think Damian Harris is a good running back.
I think he is, but I don't think he's like star running back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We haven't seen much of him either. He didn't play every game last year.
Yeah, that's true. What was it? 8 weeks in, 6 weeks in, you started playing something
and
like that?
he still got almost 1,000 yards. He was like 50 yards away.
So do you guys think teams need to trade up in the draft? Do you think the draft order is going to stay where it is? Like, do you think night of the draft is going to come, or do you think we're going to get like more trades like this past week?
So I actually think like if I was like the Panthers or the Broncos, I'd trade up for QB.
What are the Panthers at right now?
So I don't remember what they are actually. I'm gonna look that up. But like,
I'll look it up right now.
Like, both of their teams are in like situations with their quarterbacks which they're not really certain of. You know, like the Panthers where Teddy Bridgewater, like they're thinking of moving on. The Broncos are Drew Lock. Like, so you kind of want to have like more stability at that.
I think
position.
with Drew Lock, they know by now like he's not gonna be.
Yeah, he's just not the guy. He's just not the guy.
He's not
so.
good.
Like you just kind of need to go in a different direction. Like so, those two teams definitely would want to like have a good QB to like kind of give the keys to. And unfortunately, like the QBs they have right now just weren't the ones.
Yeah,
Carolina's number 8 right now.
Okay.
So it's not like they could get Mac, but Mac Jones isn't top 10 talent. I don't think. Like he's not number 8 because with that number 8 pick, say Kyle Pitts falls down. And then they can maybe try and get Deshaun Watson if they let Deshaun Watson go. If something happens with that, like, I don't know. Because Teddy Bridgewater is not a terrible quarterback, so they might try and hang with Teddy for another year and then try and get one next year. But I really don't know. But I think that
I think if you're gonna try to get a quarterback, this is definitely the year to get one. Like all the talent's on the board.
Exactly.
It not even just draft, like just trades and free agents in general.
You gotta make that move this year.
I agree. And so I definitely agree with you too for the Broncos, but I also think the Patriots might need to trade up because you sent it earlier something about Trey Lance, Patriots with Trey Lance.
No, it was Justin Fields.
It was Justin Fields. Yeah, so
but I think he's out of reach at this point. I don't think the 49ers are going to give that pick up.
Yeah,
there's no way.
What they get to get it. Yeah.
Do you think we would try and trade up to get Trey Lance? Because Trey Lance is amazing too. He's very good. Who has 4 again?
I really think we're going to end up getting.
Who has 4? Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta has 4.
What if we did a thing for Gilmore to Atlanta?
I wouldn't do that for Chandler. To be completely honest, Joe.
Really?
There's no way. I wouldn't even think about doing that.
How come?
Because like, I is it really worth it? Because like, you could like, all right, so like
compared to Cam, though.
no, this is how I'm thinking of it, right? Like what our pick would probably get Mac Jones. Is Trey Lance better than Mac Jones by light years?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
And when you're gonna give up Stephon Gilmore from, you know?
I see what you mean.
I wouldn't do that.
So yeah, I either had the. Do you think the Patriots? Do you think they should trade up? Well, you said they shouldn't trade up for QB, but do you think the Patriots trade up for anything in the draft? Or do you think they should just sit at 15 and hope like Micah Parsons, J.C. Horn falls to him?
Yeah.
Patrick Surtain I like, but he's very very handsy. Like in college, he was because the things that he was doing in college, obviously they're gonna let it fly more. But in the NFL, they're way more strict with, especially with the pass interference holding. The stuff that he was doing in college is not gonna fly in the NFL.
The thing is, I feel like the Patriots, they're too late trying to move up in the draft to go get a quarterback. I feel like the teams that have already wanted and had the urgency to go get it, they've already moved up.
Yeah.
So I feel like the time for the Patriots to go get one is just passed.
Right.
So I feel like we're gonna stay at 15.
Who do you think we should get with 15? Because Micah Parsons, his pro day for Penn State was very good. J.C. Horn had a good.
If Mac's there, we gotta take him. Like take him at 15.
I agree.
If he's there, take him.
Like this goes back to what I was saying last week. So like. The Alabama development system and the Patriots is pretty similar. And Nick Saban and Bill Belichick are well linked, right?
Yeah.
So I think Matt could easily come into the Patriots system and like understand it and flourish in it, right? I think Bill could like bring out the best of him. So like
if any team he's gonna do good at, it's gonna be here.
He's gonna be here. So and I think it could be a situation where like if Cam Newton doesn't do good for a few games, you kind of give him a chance, and he gets to even sit back and watch Cam Newton, and like. You're gonna really get educated on the game of football.
So
being the Patriots.
I have a question.
You can take Stidham off the board.
No, Stidham's gone. Warriors, we'd not even resign. So
Stidham wouldn't.
So Brian Flores is part of the Bill Belichick tree.
Exactly.
So he develops his guys pretty much like Bill. Why do you think that Mac Jones would prosper and be more successful in New England with Bill Belichick than Tua is right now with Brian Flores? Well, if they're from the same team with Nick Saban, same Allen.
There's an easy answer to that because. They just didn't have faith in him like that.
Yeah.
Like I mean,
I don't get why they're trying to look for him. Everybody was tank for Tua last year, and they're trying to trade him after 1 year.
Tua wasn't. You also remember Tua was injured for like the beginning of last season. Yeah. So we don't know if that had any lingering effects on him. That's one.
That's also why his draft stock.
Brady has
what was it? His shoulder or his hip or something like that?
His ankle.
Tua.
His ankle.
I think it was his hip.
I think he broke his ankle.
Yes, I think it was his hip.
Really?
I think it was his hip.
He had a lot of injuries.
I think it was his hip. But like
something like that.
We've talked about this off air, but like. You're not getting any continuity when you're constantly being taken out of the lineup.
Right.
So I don't think Tua really got to get that chemistry with his guys. You know what I'm saying? So now
they need targets too. All they have is Devontae Parker, and Mike Gesicki's there, but he's more of like a blocking tight end. Myles Gaskin isn't really crazy for a running back. That's why I feel like they need to try and get a wide receiver. That's why at 6 they need to take Jalen Waddle or Devontae Smith. They do not need to go for QB because Tua, once he develops, we saw what he did in college. He's a great quarterback. He needs targets around him. Their defense is a great young defense. Yeah. So really, all they need is targets.
My thing is play him. Just if you're gonna put him in, let him play. Like keep playing him. That's the only way the offense is gonna mesh.
I agree.
You're not gonna get any good playing out of taking a guy in, putting.
You need to just trust him. Just let him work because the only way he's gonna work and get better is if he's stuck there going through the hard times and the good times in the NFL game. Because as soon as he starts doing bad, you're gonna take him out. He's not gonna learn how to adjust because then he's gonna go out, do the same thing he did before, and then get taken out again. Yep. So if all that hype, well, I guess hype, but if all the noise was surrounding Tua last year for tank for Tua, we need to try and get Tua, and then the Chargers said if it was Tua or Herbert on the board, they were gonna take whichever one was left. So if all that was surrounding Tua, they can't, like you were saying, they can't just pull him out because they signed because didn't Miami sign a QB? Or no?
No, that's my knowledge.
Where did Jacoby go?
He went to Miami.
Jacoby went to Miami, right?
Okay. Jacoby Brissett went to Miami. Yes.
Yeah, he did.
Because Jacoby's a good QB too. Yeah. He's a better quarterback than Ryan Fitzpatrick is.
Yes.
I don't know about that. I don't think Ryan.
I don't know about that.
Really?
No.
I don't think Fitz gets enough credit. Like he played good last year.
He played good, but I think Jacoby, like a healthy Jacoby Brissett, is very good because he has he's not that fast. Don't get me wrong, but he can move. So like. Tua should be scared
more than Jacoby Brissett has.
Oh no, I definitely agree with that. But like talent wise, I think Jacoby could be there because
he's young too.
Exactly, he has the longevity over Ryan Fitzpatrick too. So Tua needs because Jacoby isn't that old. So Tua should be scared. If Tua doesn't have a good year, doesn't have a good training camp, Jacoby could easily take that job.
He could easily become like the same situation all over.
Exactly, because if Jacoby does good this year, re-sign him next year, and then that leaves Tua. basically a backup, and then Tua's going to want to get traded, and then who knows what's going to happen. This whole NFL season is just going to be a big mystery.
This is a crazy offseason.
I don't understand. Like, we had 1 week and everybody was getting cut. Another week, everybody was getting paid. Everybody was getting signed. And then this week, like, kind of... I feel like it's just going to kind of be like this for the rest of
the waters have calmed.
Because it's, 40 days or something like that till the draft? Because what's the draft? April...
No, less than that. Probably like 20 days.
Yeah.
What?
April, no.
Dude, it's already almost April, dude. April's next week.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What?
April's on Thursday, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, my watch is dead. When's
And
the
then
draft?
it's
Is
like
it the 12th or the 20th?
It's in the 20s. It's in the 20s.
Like 23rd?
22nd, maybe?
Really?
I think it's the 22nd.
Because it's in Cleveland, right?
It's the 29th.
All right,
29th.
so we're off.
Off a little bit.
Just a little bit.
We're not mathematicians.
It's a month away.
So,
Yeah.
A month and a couple of days.
Yeah.
So, do you think what do you think the Patriots are going to go next year, like record-wise, AFC East-wise? Like, where do you think the Patriots season is going to end? Is it going to end in the playoffs? Is it going to...
So, I think they'll make the playoffs next year.
But who would they make that wild card spot over?
I don't think... I still say like 8-8, 9-7.
Yeah. But I think maybe... Like, I don't know, because
I'd be happy with 10-6.
If they get hot and squeeze out a couple more victories, I think they can go 10-6.
It
But
really
I
all
still
depends,
see them
like,
9-7.
I think max 11-5 if it's a 16. If it's a 17-game season, 11-6.
It's a 17-game season, so
No, I don't think it's official yet.
no, it is.
It is?
It is, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I say 10-7, 9-8. That sounds so weird saying.
No, see, I feel like...
That is very weird.
That sounds so weird.
Alright, so
I'm surprised they didn't give him another bye, though.
that
They only have him on one
No,
bye
one
still.
bye.
Like, a lot of their games this season, like, they were close. Like,
Mhm.
they almost beat a lot of good teams, too. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
So, like-
we could have beat Buffalo, but Cam fumbled.
Yeah, we could have beat Buffalo, we could have beat the Seahawks. So you might as well add, like, basically you could almost add two
And
right
we
there,
beat
right?
the Ravens.
You beat the Ravens, destroy them, like, basically. You know what I'm saying?
We
So,
should have
like-
beat Denver.
So, like,
Seattle.
yeah, there's only, like, a few games, like, Cam Newton really came in and just, like,
Stunk.
completely-
Played
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
He didn't-
So, like, right? So, like, the whole team got better now, right?
Yeah.
The whole team
Yeah.
got better. If Cam Newton just shows some consistency, we could be second in that division.
Do you think we could beat the Bills? Look up the Bills schedule.
Bills are winning the division.
I mean, Bills, I think the Bills are too, like...
Look up the Bills schedule. I'll look up the Patriots schedule next year because I really don't know what it is.
The Patriots are versing the NFC South, and
So we're gonna
verse the Saints, Bucks, Panthers, Falcons. I know that.
I think we're gonna beat the Panthers. We might not beat the Falcons.
We might be able to squeeze a victory out of the Saints.
Patriots. It depends how they're looking. Let's see, Patriots 21.
We'll win. We'll win those 3 games. We're not beating the Bucks.
So
though.
we got our home opponents are the Bills, the Browns. So do you think we could beat the Bills at home?
No.
No. So that's 0-1. The Browns.
No.
Think we could beat them at home?
No.
We could.
I don't think that's
we
a
could.
win.
Like, if the question is we could.
Because when the Browns get hot, they're hot. So I feel like the
I
best
got
way
them
we can
0-2
beat.
at
And
that
the Browns
point.
are also...
I'm gonna say 1-1 because when the Browns get hot, they're hard to beat. But this is the second weekend of the season, so I think. Well, it depends. Like,
But now they know what they can be, so they're gonna
Right.
have all the.
But the
confidence.
Browns are also inconsistent as well at times.
yeah, I'm gonna say 1-1. Then
say
the
0-2.
Jags. The Jags at home. We're gonna beat the Jags.
1
So
and
that's.
2.
I'm gonna say 2-1. Miami at home. We'll win.
Yeah.
3-1. Saints at home.
That's a win.
We'll win. 4-1. The Jets at home.
It's a win.
5-1.
Mhm.
The Bucks at home.
Loss.
5-2. Titans at home.
Loss.
6-2. I think
I think
because
we-
really all they have right now is AJ Brown and
That run
That's-
defense.
all right,
5 and
I'll-
3.
I'll
Our run
toss up,
defense
toss
not
up,
proven
toss
yet.
up. That gives a
Our,
toss
re-
up.
our run defense not proven yet. So
That
that's gonna be a game where we're gonna like make or break.
we'll say
Toss
based
up.
off of last year, we'll say 5-3.
Yeah.
Say 5-3. Away opponents: the Falcons away,
to win.
6-3. Buffalo away,
Loss.
6-4. Carolina in Carolina,
Win.
7-4. Right. Texans away,
Win.
8-4. Colts
Loss.
8-5.
Winner. I think we're winning.
Loss.
I do not trust Wentz. But
Chargers away and in LA. I'm gonna say 9-5.
I think
Fair.
we're winning that.
Okay.
Because we beat them 45-0 this year.
Yeah.
Miami away.
We're gonna
Toss
lose
up.
one in Miami.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 9-6,
Yeah.
and then 10-6. That's 10-6 if we beat the Jets.
Yeah.
So we could easily go 11-5 to 8-8.
Yeah, 8-8.
There's always gonna be those few
Toss-up
games that
Right.
could go
Toss-up
either way.
games, Yeah.
You expect to win one. You
I'd
end up
be
losing.
I'd be what did we go this year? 7-9.
Yeah.
I'd be happy. Just get us to double-digit wins again. I can't be losing almost every
I don't
game.
think it's
Yeah.
gonna be 1 year back to double-digit wins.
I think it will be.
I mean-
9-8, 10-7.
I think after we revamp the whole team.
I just don't know what we're gonna do for wide
Is
receiver
17
one.
games this year or next year?
I think it's.
I don't know. But like,
I don't think it's official yet.
I thought it was.
Because I think they still have to vote on it. Because they have to vote for the Sky Judge too.
Yeah, I don't think it's official.
I don't think it's official.
So I think
because the NFLPA and the NFL have to fill.
So I say 9 and 7.
They have to vote for that, and they have to vote for the Sky Judge. So the Sky Judge is basically like they have every single review there. So it's like the refs, they don't have to go to like the screen to look. They just like talk to them and they say, all right, this. So the reviews will go by so much faster. So I don't know why they won't pass that. But the 17-game season, I think they should pass it. But what do you think we should even do at wide receiver 1? Do you think we should just keep with what we have, or like hope N'Keal Harry like develops into that guy?
Well, I mean, I think right now, yeah, definitely keep N'Keal for now.
I think N'Keal can be good because his frame is so good.
His feet are so slow.
His feet are slow, but he's like.
I think Nelson Aguilar is the best receiver. Like a right
I agree.
So he's receiver 1 right now.
And then what's the other guy's name? Kendrick Bourne. I thought it was Brooks. So it's Kendrick. So we basically have Julian Edelman, N'Keal Harry, Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar, Jacoby Myers, Demir Bird, and Gunnar Olszewski.
I think Jacoby's 2 or 3 right now, behind Nelson.
Yeah,
2.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Kendrick. Do you know anything about Kendrick Bourne?
I mean, like
I think he
I
has
don't know so much about him, but I feel like he's solid. I feel like he's better than who we had before.
Way better.
Do you think he's better than Demir?
Yeah.
Demir was good. He was fast, but we just couldn't really get the ball to him. Really.
Yeah.
Julian Edelman, he's probably our wide receiver 1, but like he doesn't really.
Like quote unquote.
Yeah, but like
health-wise and stuff like that.
But I feel like we have like 3 slot guys.
Now I feel like Julian Edelman can really play his true position though at the same time because last year he was the wide receiver 1.
He was
when
he was
attention.
playing.
But now you can have Nelson Aguilar outside and have Julian Edelman back to the slot where he belongs.
Do you think?
So he doesn't have to take that huge role.
But I feel like we pretty much have like 4 slot receivers.
Yeah.
Jacoby.
Don't even get started on Jonnu Smith and Hunter.
Exactly.
What do you mean?
See what I mean?
Like, how good they're gonna be.
Oh,
we're gonna have more weapons.
We're going 10-6.
I think at least we're going 10-6.
We have to.
At least we're going 10-6.
I'm saying Julian Edelman won't have to do what he had to do last year at the beginning of the season.
No, I agree. It depends.
Yeah.
It depends if he stays healthy though.
Mm-hmm.
But Kendrick Bourne is pretty much he's a little guy. He's kind of a slot guy. Julian Edelman's slot. Nelson Aguilar isn't the biggest. He's basically a slot. Demir Bird and Jacoby Myers are all pretty much slot receivers. So we have like 5 slot receivers just on our team. The only real outside guys we have are N'Keal Harry, and that's pretty much it. Besides like the 2 tight ends, but they're not lined up outside ever. So it's like. We need, that's why I want N'Keal Harry to be good, because we need that guy that could just make those big sideline catches, like the big body catches, or at least, like, over the middle. We need some. I hope he can be good. I love him.
He's not good.
You don't think so? Do you think he'll ever be good? Or do you think it's just like the Patriots system?
He has the body, he has the physique to do it, but...
Yeah.
All depends on, how the system makes him flourish.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love him, though. I think, all right, so talking about trades, let's go to NBA trades. Daryl, what happened basically in the NBA?
All right, so trade down just passed. A lot of big trades happened. Most notably, you got Gordon to the Nuggets, Vucevic to the Bulls, Rondo to the Clippers, Depot to the Heat, and Evan Fournier to the Celtics. There's a bunch of more small ones, but those are the ones that were most notable to me personally.
So, what's Fournier's name?
Evan Fournier.
Evan?
Yeah.
Is he all that? Did we need him? But did we need him?
I think it helped.
What position is he?
He's a forward.
He's a forward.
Would he be coming off the bench? Is he small forward or power forward, or just forward?
I think he's a forward.
Whatever.
He play forward. But honestly, I think we definitely needed him, and he's a guy who honestly you can probably start because I can't say other than Tatum and Brown that anyone else is definitively better than him. Right?
I mean,
you should take Smart out the starting.
I think actually still having Fournier come off the bench is actually still smart.
I was just gonna say
Smart in that.
Think about what
they already got that chemistry. The starting five has that chem.
Right. Think about what the Clippers did with Jamal Crawford and people like Lou Williams. Right. You can argue at times they're the best on the team, but they still come off the bench because sometimes you need
that off the bench.
Sometimes you need that off the bench spark. Because lead it and get just get buckets. You know what I'm saying?
I 100% agree.
I think it makes sense to have him because let's say having him and Pritchard off the bench, they can lead that second unit and they can actually because the biggest problem with the Celtics, the bench wasn't consistent, right? So now if Pritchard can get better, right?
Yeah.
And Fournier can really just lead that unit and he gets consistent minutes, you can have more of a consistent team. So then imagine too, right? Out of the starting 5, now that Dice is gone, right? Rob Williams can develop even more.
Do you think we should have went after a big? Well, because we were a finalist for Vucevic.
So right, this is my thing about the big situation. I don't think it really makes that much sense, right? Because you have Rob Williams. I think you should show faith in him.
He played good yesterday.
He did, right? So why get Drummond?
Yeah, he got like what 20 or something like that, or almost 20.
I understand like Drummond, but like why get him and run that chemistry, right? You only have Williams and Thompson, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
he's hurt, right? Thompson's hurt.
Thompson's hurt enough, but like Williams
is better.
Just let Williams like unleash his talent, right? He has potential to be like a top, like, one of the top big in the league. You know what I'm saying? You can see the talent and it's like overloads the talent. You know, so the starting lineup they had yesterday clearly worked.
Yeah.
You know?
We beat the Bucks by like what 18 or something like that, something crazy.
So it could
what was the starting five yesterday? Just with Rob Williams in.
So it was
Tatum,
Kemba, Smart, Tatum, Brown, and Williams.
I like that.
That's a good.
That's a young team. Besides,
coming off the bench.
Yeah. So imagine that too. Like,
and Pritchard.
So we did good yesterday, right? And like, let's not overreact. It's one game, but we did good yesterday.
Might be back.
You have Fournier come off the bench as well.
Bro, we were never there. What do you mean we might be back? We were never there.
We have a losing record right now.
I know. That's what I'm saying. We were never there.
We're going in the right direction.
But I agree.
We need to stay consistent.
Because say Tristan Thompson's off the bench. Tristan Thompson isn't bad. He's a good player.
So exactly.
Peyton Pritchard off the bench.
So you got Thompson, Fournier, and Peyton Pritchard off the bench. They can lead that unit.
And Grant Williams,
if
he can be hot. Bro, he's not that bad.
He's
inconsistent.
He's inconsistent. To be honest, he's inconsistent.
He's a little thick too. He's a little chunky.
No.
I mean like chunky.
He should be playing football instead. Let's put it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, all right. Then what? Okay, but say like,
Pickard sign him like.
Bro, he's our wide receiver 1. Bro, I feel like he can't move though.
He looks slow.
Bro, you know who can fly? Russell Westbrook. Bro, he can fly.
Dude, he could be like a safety in the NFL.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook reminds me of Jalen Ramsey. Like half the world hates him, half the world loves him. Yeah. I love Russell Westbrook, and that's probably makes sense why I love both of them. Like Jalen Ramsey is probably like my favorite player to watch, besides like obviously like Tom Brady and them like that. He's probably like my favorite football player. Exactly, bro. Because they can just trash talk, but they can back it up. Like Jalen Ramsey locks down everybody.
Yeah, literally, bro.
But yeah, because especially like if we have Fournier coming off the bench, he's starting talent because he's from the Magic. Yeah. He was the starter for the Magic. He's starting talent. If we have a starter basically coming off the bench like Lou Will and Montrezl Harrell, the other starters on the other teams are obviously going to be sitting down. Yeah. So we have more starters basically.
Yeah. And he can just do his thing with that unit.
We have like 6 or 7 starters, especially with Tristan off the bench and Fournier off the bench. We have 7 starters. Like 2 of them coming off the bench. So I feel like that can help us a lot.
And if anything, like let's say like the starting five we saw yesterday, like let's say like last night was just a fluke. You can always rotate the starting lineup. Let's see.
There's no way that was a fluke against the Bucks. There's no way.
It's probably not, but sometimes one game you can be hot.
Yeah, that's so like Jeremy Lin.
Even if like you never.
No, I know what you mean.
You have like Tristan Thompson and Fournier off the bench. You can always like fluctuate the lineups and stuff and see what works best. But I think yesterday definitely could be like a solid starting five.
Yeah. So for Aaron Gordon going to the Nuggets, I feel like the Magic didn't even give up. Like the Nuggets didn't give up that much. So the Magic in that trade got Gary Harris, R.J. Hampton, and a future first-round pick. And then, or was it 2?
I think it was a future first-round pick. Yeah.
And then the Nuggets obviously got Aaron Gordon and Gary Clark. Then I think Oladipo to the Heat is probably one of the best ones.
Dude, because I think the Heat are the biggest threat to the Nets.
To the Nets.
The East.
But in that trade,
the
Heat got.
They have a deeper.
I like the Heat. I just don't like them because they beat us. Yeah. But the Heat got Victor Oladipo. Houston gets Kelly Olynyk, Avery Bradley, and a future draft pick swap, which can be good, but like depends how good the other team is. Fournier to the Celtics. Celtics obviously got Fournier, and the Magic got Jeff Teague and 2 future second-round picks.
Yeah, and they actually just waived Jeff Teague.
I saw that. Yeah. So it's like we didn't even like Jeff Teague. Jeff Teague had no business being here.
He actually started to play a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like the past 2 games.
He started off
terrible. I was surprised that they traded him.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand.
So I have a question. So Rondo to the Clippers. The Clippers got Rondo. I'm kind of mixed on this.
Yeah.
So the Clippers obviously get Rajon Rondo. The Hawks receive Lou Williams, who we were just talking about, 2023 second-round pick, and a 2027 second-round pick, and a cash consideration. So I have 2 questions. 1, what the heck is a cash consideration? I've never heard of that in a trade. And 2, yesterday when the trade was it yesterday the trade happened or 2 days ago?
Yesterday, I think.
Whenever the trade was. Whenever the trade was, I thought they severely overpaid for Rondo. Because if they gave him 2 second-round picks, cash and Lou Williams.
Lou Williams is arguably the greatest bench player of all time. Of all time.
Yeah,
so, exactly. So, I think that they kind of overpaid for him, but I also don't because it's 2023 and 2027. Like, the GM might not even be there in 2027. So, it's like, so did they even overpay for him, or do you think it was, like, fine?
Well, all right. So, first of all, the cash consideration, like, means, like, they're getting a specific amount of money as well as the player.
Is it like based on the player's contract or like?
Yeah, that part I don't know the extent to that.
Okay.
But like I know it's like they're getting cash as well as the player, right?
Yeah.
They had to make, even though like they I do think they overpaid as well, but they kind of had to, right?
Yeah.
Because like the way the team was, they didn't have a solid like PG that could really run.
The Clippers.
Yeah, the Clippers. So like Patrick Beverly, obviously, I don't see him as a point guard. I see him as a defender.
Exactly.
So, right?
He's like Marcus Smart.
A pest.
You need someone. Yeah, no, that's literally what he is.
He's not even a defender.
You need a guy who can
gets in the head,
orchestrate the offense.
Yeah.
And honestly, since they couldn't get like Lowry, I mean, they're scouring around seeing who like the best option is. Like Rondo was like there, and we obviously saw how Rondo like. If Rondo was on the Lakers last year, maybe they don't win.
Yeah, you're making me think.
Yeah.
You're good.
Because playoff Rondo, like last year, like really helped out.
Yeah.
So, if Rondo can come, like, bring that veteran experience, right, and bring that leadership, he can orchestrate the offense. Because a lot of questions that were being asked about Kawhi and Paul George, especially Kawhi recently, is like, we all know you're talented, right?
Mm-hmm.
But can you galvanize the troops around you? Can you lead your team well?
Right.
So you need a guy who's coming, who's going to be vocal and be that leader. Because
Right.
obviously, with Paul George, too, especially the way he performed last playoffs, the guys aren't going to take him as seriously.
If
you bring a guy
And I feel like they didn't bring Rondo in to score. They definitely
they brought him in to literally run the offense.
It's pass it out to him.
Yeah, it's to run the
He's
offense.
that leader. He's
exactly.
Kawhi's been to the promised land. He's won it.
Yeah.
Paul George hasn't. We saw playoff Paul last year was terrible, hitting the side of the backboard. We've talked about before. But Lou Williams, though, they're missing a huge asset, but they're also gaining an asset.
Yeah.
So it's like they should have honestly given up Pat Bev. Like, in all honesty.
I don't think they want to give up him.
Honestly,
if they could.
He's a good defender, but he's not getting him any points.
No, I agree with Dom on that. If they could have, that would have done that instead.
Exactly.
Because, if anything,
give him another 2028 second round. Like, it doesn't matter. Keep Lou Will. They need that guy off the bench. They could honestly elevate him to a starter if they get rid of Pat Bev. Because what position is Lou Will?
Shooting guard.
Shooting guard? Isn't that Pat Bev too?
Pat Bev is a point guard. He can't shoot.
Yeah, he can't shoot.
So it's like. Because Rondo's running the game, he knows how to. He's basically a player coach. He's kind of like a LeBron. Like, he knows what to say to you, he knows how to say it to you. He knows how to get in your head. He's a great leader for that team. I think the Clippers obviously won that trade easily, but the Hawks now they have Trae Young and Lou Will. That could be a good little threat.
Yeah.
Do you think it could be a good little duo? Where like.
So I mean, the Hawks are sneaky in the playoffs right now. Good intention, surprisingly.
Aren't they 4 right now?
Yeah, I think they're 4 to my knowledge right now. So having Trae Young, John Collins, Clint Capella, talent. That's
Do you
talent.
think Lou Will will come off the bench? Or do you think he's gonna be a starter?
He's not gonna. I mean,
Do you think he'll want to come off the bench?
Lou Will, Jamal Crawford, people like that. Even when it's unjustifiable, just justifiable for them to come off the bench, they've always done it. I feel like that's just their thing to lead the second unit, and that's what they like. So I feel like he's gonna come off the bench regardless.
Yeah.
So and then you were saying LaMarcus Aldridge. That happened today, right?
Yeah, just today.
Bro, what was the details in that trade?
I do not know. It just happened. It's just fresh. So I don't know the full details on that. But
I'm pretty sure Aldridge had a buyout.
He had a buyout. Yeah,
So he was a free
Not even a
agent.
trade.
That's what Drummond did too, right?
Yeah, Drummond too,
And I saw that the Lakers are front runners for Drummond, but it's I was talking with Daryl before this. I'm like, how do the Lakers and the Nets have this much money to give out if they have 3 superstars pretty much on I guess 2 real superstars on the Lakers.
It's probably because of things that have happened in the past years. Because a lot of both of the Nets and the Lakers are kind of organizations that for most of the 2010s were in shambles,
Yeah.
So they probably made a lot of moves to set them up good for the future, and now starting.
Kind of like how Paul Pierce and them did for the Celtics, because that's how we got Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Exactly.
So who do you think won the trade? Do you think it was the Nets with LaMarcus Aldridge? Do you think it was
So you're talking about who just made the best moves, basically?
Yeah, but not the trade. Yeah. So basically, what team got the best asset for them?
Nuggets. I'll go Nuggets because and one can easily argue Heat, but I'll go Nuggets because you get Gordon. So first of all, this is what you want to think, right? When you can keep and the Heat have this same argument, when you can keep certain people and get another player on top of that, that's amazing, right? So I don't think the Magic are serious. 'Cause if you're serious, you would want to get a player like MPJ back, right? You basically gave Aaron Gordon to the Nuggets for Gary Harris.
Right.
Wow.
I know what you mean.
So now the Nuggets have Jamal Murray, MPJ, which Michael Porter Jr. if he plays to his potential, he can be next Kevin Durant. Jokic is one of the best bigs in the league, if not the best big in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And you have Aaron Gordon now. So those are 4 legit all-star caliber players, right? Mm-hmm. And you have JaVale McGee come off the bench,
Yep. So this is why I'm going to say Heat. I think the Heat won because Victor Oladipo, when he was in Indiana, he was a great player. He was hurt, obviously, when he went to Houston, so they didn't do that good. But same thing how you said they basically got, what was it, Gary Harris or whatever his name is for Aaron Gordon. Mm-hmm. They give him Kelly Olynyk, who's not that good. And then they gave him Avery Bradley, the same thing. He's not really getting that many minutes. And then a future draft pick swap.
Yeah.
They got a young team. They don't really need to worry about the things. So they got Victor Oladipo for Avery Bradley.
Exactly. And they keep the key thing was like
that core.
You keep Tyler Hero.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think Victor Oladipo won. Because again, they got Victor Oladipo. He was one of the great players just 2 years ago before he got hurt. 3 years ago for Avery Bradley and Kelly Olynyk.
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
And
then
20 point per game score.
Exactly. And then I'm just not gonna say for the Nets for this because it's not really like a trade. You know what I mean? Because they signed LaMarcus Aldridge, so their team is looking good. They should not lose.
On ESPN earlier, 40 All-Star appearances just between those four on the same team.
Those four?
40 All-Star.
Wait, what four? KD,
Durant,
Kawhi, Kyrie, and him.
No, Durant, Kyrie,
Harden,
James Harden, and Aldridge.
Yeah.
Did I say Kawhi by mistake?
That's 40.
Yeah.
Oh, my fault.
40.
Yeah, and don't even.
Bro, they should not lose. They have no business.
I see them going 16-0 in the playoffs at this point.
They could very well.
They shouldn't lose. They really
There's
shouldn't.
no
lose.
reason for
Poor
them to
LeBron,
lose.
bro. Super team after super team.
Any piece you could possibly think they need,
they
have.
got. Bro, they already have it.
What else?
And they have more than what they need. They have like 2 of it.
Yeah.
Bro, LeBron has to go against super team after super team every year, bro.
So you're speaking of LeBron, right? Like that kind of brings into the NBA injuries, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the team that's definitely the worst affected by injuries is the Lakers now, right?
Easily.
Now you kind of put in a tough position where it's LeBron's probably gonna try to hold up as much time as he can, right?
Yeah.
Probably gonna see how the Lakers fare in the standings. I foresee that if the Lakers start to dip in the standings, and LeBron probably comes back.
Yeah.
But the problem is.
So you think he's choosing whether or not he's gonna be all right, see how they do?
Hurt, but the way LeBron is, LeBron has shown he can play.
They
played yesterday,
LeBron's
right?
gonna come back.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're the Lakers,
Anthony Davis is the one who's not trustworthy.
I feel like if you're the Lakers, you're more worried about AD than you are LeBron.
Yeah.
You know
definitely.
LeBron's coming back.
Because LeBron it's ankle sprain, right?
Yeah.
And then AD is a calf.
Yeah.
But how long is? I feel like AD hasn't played in a long time.
Yeah, and he has no definite timetable for when he's coming back. So that's not.
But I feel like even if AD's back,
it may not be the same.
If he's not
Because,
100%, I don't see them going far.
When players
still.
take that much time off, you need a little bit to get in that chemistry
the
with
swing.
guys, getting that conditioning. So the Lakers might not repeat this year.
I don't see it happening. There's no way.
Pretty much in the
There's no
NBA,
way.
if you think of an All-Star, they're hurt. Pretty much every single All-Star is hurt. Kyrie isn't playing due to personal reasons. KD isn't playing because he's got hamstring injuries.
Yeah.
Spencer Dinwiddie for the Nets is out of the year. That's 3 players on the Nets just right there. LaMelo Ball is out for the year with a wrist injury.
That's a sad one.
The Hornets are in the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
They're gonna be.
LaMelo Ball is out of the season with a wrist injury.
Yeah.
Do you think? How far do you think they would have gotten with LaMelo and now without LaMelo?
They're still gonna make the playoffs. The Hornets are a sneaky, very good team.
I think they would have lost in the first round no matter what.
I don't know.
First or second.
Because what seed are they right now? 4, 5?
They might be 6 or 4 or 5.
I think they're above.
Because if they're 6, then they're playing 3? They're playing the 3rd seed, and that's the Bucks.
Yeah, they're 4th right now actually. Wow. So the Hawks moved to 6.
Okay.
The Hornets are 4th right now, right?
And who's so they'd be playing the 5th seed?
Yeah.
So who's 5th?
Knicks, they're winning that. The Hornets are winning. The Hornets are beating the Knicks.
Wow.
I
think the Knicks are gonna end up at the 7.
Because
I think the Celtics are end up at 5.
The Hornets have a very, very, very deep team. If they play to their potential, you literally have 7 guys who can get buckets.
Yeah.
Especially when LaMelo was there.
Do you think that? Do you think the Celtics could beat them in the playoffs?
The Hornets?
Yeah.
I mean, they should, but I can't definitively say that. Well, without LaMelo, the Celtics would definitely beat them.
Yeah.
If LaMelo was there, I can't definitively say that.
Let's look at the playoff bracket right now for the East. So 1st, 8th, 2nd, 7th, like that.
So
and then we'll break it down.
So it'll be right now. It'll be 76ers Heat 1st to 8th. 2-7 will be Nets Celtics. Bucks Hawks would be 3-6, and 4 or 5 would be Hornets and Knicks. So you could say 76ers Heat could really be a toss up.
Mm-hmm.
Nets Celtics. Bye Celtics.
76ers Heat. I'm easily saying 76ers.
Yeah.
Nets Celtics.
I can't even
Nets.
easily say 76ers because of Oladipo. So right. So Nets Celtics bye Celtics. Bucks Hawks. Bucks got that.
Mm-hmm.
And the Hornets Knicks could be a toss-up series.
The Bucks are gonna go to 6. That's easy going to 6.
When do you think Giannis has said?
And then you said the other one. You said the Hornets.
Well, Giannis already signed an extension. So
I know, but now he's stuck. And the Nets are not going anywhere.
You said
Kyrie and KD are going to be back next year with Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yeah.
You said Hornets over Knicks.
Yeah.
And
I just feel like Giannis is stuck.
Then we'll go 76ers Nets.
Yeah.
That's gonna be good. That might go 7. I'm not even gonna lie. That might go 7.
76ers and Nets, it's not going 7.
I think it could go 7.
Not one of their
It depends on the
series
injuries.
going
It
6
depends.
games.
It depends on the injuries.
Yo,
And it depends on
doesn't
Joel.
matter. It doesn't matter.
If
As
Joel
long as
Embiid
James
isn't
Harden
there-
is playing, they're not
If
going
Joel
7
Embiid
games.
isn't there, it's over in 4.
They only need 2 of
They
them.
only need 2.
of them.
No matter if
James Harden and someone else.
James Harden and
Yeah,
someone else,
exactly.
and it's
That's true. What about Bucks? Hornets. Bucks.
Yeah.
So then it's gonna be Nets. Bucks.
Nets clean sweep.
Exactly.
That's insane.
They're getting 4-0.
Nets are going to the finals, bro.
They're getting 4-0'd, and the Nets are 4-0ing anyone
they're
they've.
second without KD. Let's just think about that. You think that you lose KD? Like you have a whole KD.
The best scorer, arguably of all time.
You have a whole KD. You have a whole KD.
What if Kawhi pulls it off and beats the Nets? Then
There's
what's
no
the
way.
conversation for GOAT?
What do you mean?
Like
Why for a ghost?
For like
Well, that's what the Clippers are gonna make it out the West.
yes.
After the
If
Clippers
True.
lost to the Nuggets last
What
year.
are they right now,
This
2?
season is
Are the
crazy.
Clippers
The
2?
Clippers are 3 right now.
Yeah.
3.
Imagine.
So, Luka's out right now for back
Really bad.
injury. Curry's out with a tailbone injury for like 4 weeks, something like that, or like 3 weeks, which I think is nuts. Poor Klay Thompson's out for the year. What was it? His Achilles, ACL, something like that.
He got a lot.
Kawhi's day to day right now. Giannis is day to day with a knee injury. Joel Embiid is. What was Joel Embiid's injury?
Back.
Was it a back?
Back.
It was back.
That ruined his
MVP.
not All-Star MVP. And then Lillard right now is day to day with a knee injury, and Bradley Beal right now is day to day.
Exactly.
So pretty much the biggest stars, except for like, honestly, except for really like the young kids. To be honest,
If you really
like
think about it, they basically played 2 seasons straight with no real offseason.
So
that's why everybody's getting hurt.
I'll tell you why.
That's definitely because
They
all
had
these
no
people
time
they're
to
playing,
rest.
and they still kind of have like how LeBron did the load management.
Mhm.
Say he didn't do that, they're still spending thousands and thousands. Like LeBron's spending $1 million, but like all these people are spending so much money to rehab their body, get their body right, and they have months of off season. They had like what 2 months, something like that, like
70
max.
days.
Yeah.
Was it 70
I
days?
think the Lakers had like 55 or something like that.
Yeah. Like Heat and Lakers not got a lot of time off.
A month and a half or something.
So
Because they finished in like late October and they started in December.
So we'll go to like NBA predictions, NBA questions. So I think hands down the Nets need to be
yeah.
favorites.
We
They
really
need
need
to
to
be.
No
about that.
question at this
Who's
point.
coming out of the West though?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
But
Nets in
who do
4.
you guys think who do you think will come out of the West?
If this Lakers situation like continues like this, if the Clippers play to their potential, like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, like the way it could be, they should come out.
Here's my thing though.
Kinda like
If
the Nuggets.
if AD is really hurt right now, who's to say he doesn't try and rush back for the playoffs and then
Get hurt
hopefully doesn't get hurt in the
I
playoffs?
still don't think with LeBron and an injured AD, I still don't think they make it out of the West. That's gonna be tough.
I mean,
That's gonna be
If
a tough
AD
ask
is injured
for
and they
LeBron.
make it out of the West, that's even easier for the Nets.
yeah.
That's even easier. Who else would it be? Do you guys? The Suns. There are no way the Suns are making it
Nuggets,
out.
Clippers, or Lakers.
Yeah.
The Nuggets could be scary.
Who do you think-
I feel like we love forgetting about the Jazz. Like
I don't take them seriously.
I know,
The
bro.
Nuggets could be
Like,
scary.
like they're first.
You
We
gotta
just don't
prove- you
even.
gotta
We
prove
don't
to
even
it. You gotta
Because
acknowledge
they're
them.
like under the radar, like how
Hey,
you
you
said the
gotta
Hawks
prove it.
and
You
the
gotta
Knicks
prove
are too, and the Hornets. Like
We
because
don't even
these
acknowledge
teams
them.
haven't
You
because
gotta
the
prove
teams
it.
have been like averaging like so we're just not used to really saying their names like that.
Just no respect.
No, literally.
No respect.
Well, the Warriors and Steph Curry. What's going on? Like, should Steph try and leave? Do you think
Nah,
just
no.
say? Do
Yeah.
you think,
Why'd you leave? Why'd you leave?
Do you
Clay
think-
coming back next year?
Yeah, he's
do you think they need to recruit anybody else besides Clay
So
and Curry?
If Clay comes back next year, try to get someone else. You're good. You know,
Who do you think they would try and get?
someone who can score the basketball.
I think they definitely need a big
They just
because they have
drafted
Curry, they
Yeah,
have
Wiseman.
Clay.
They have Wiseman.
Yeah, but
You really want another like person who can just like get you some points. You
Yeah.
know, like someone who can shoot the ball well.
A
Someone who can
Bradley
shoot the ball
Beal
well.
type
A
player.
Bradley Beal type
A
player.
Bradley Beal.
Mm.
Imagine that.
what's John Wall's deal?
John Wall. John Wall does not fit with the.
I don't. I wouldn't. I like Bradley Beal with them.
John Wall doesn't fit with.
I like Bradley Beal too,
He's
but
not at
like-
the point of like.
No, Bradley Beal's better, but like if they couldn't get Bradley, like John Wall's kind of like the
Yeah,
same type of
Imagine.
player.
Imagine this. The
You
Warriors,
really need
right?
their style. You need shooters. You need shooters.
Yeah.
That's right. Spacing.
Where are the Celtics gonna end up? Like, are they gonna
I say 5.
at
I take
best?
six.
At best.
I take 6.
5.
Let's see.
What are they right now? 8?
7 right now.
I got
I take
them at
6.
5.
Oh, we moved up after yesterday.
I think they'll move ahead of the Knicks and Hawks, and the Hornets.
I think we're gonna end up at 5 max.
But then the Heat are gonna move back
Because the Bucks are gonna be ahead of us, the Nets, the 76ers, and the Heat.
It's gonna be tough. We put ourselves in a bad position. A very. Bad
We needed to win those Hawks games when we played Atlanta. We needed to win. Did we lose?
I think
I
we
think
split
everyone.
them. I think we split.
Really? What was it? 1-1?
Yeah.
2-2? What do you guys think? Do you guys have any questions about the NBA season, or is it just like?
I mean,
because I feel like this whole like 2020, 2021 year in sports is just like confusing. It's just different because like so much is going on. Not even just like
teams
protocols.
you think were gonna be good are bad. Teams you think are bad are thriving.
Like the Nets, like we all thought were gonna be good, but we haven't talked about the Nets in such a long time. That's why it's just like it's just everything's going on. Every team looks different. Every single team looks different, which I think is nuts. Like, and then the Celtics, they have such a good, like a young team. They should definitely be better than what they are. Like, do you think it's the chemistry with like Jason and Jalen? Like, what do you think is going on? Because I feel like they low-key like hate each other. Because I feel like
I don't believe that.
No,
maybe they need a coaching. Maybe they need a coaching change or something.
You think Brad Stevens isn't it?
I like Brad Stevens, but like I don't know. Like maybe they just need a change of culture.
What about Danny Ainge?
Maybe Danny needs to bring better people in to make them thrive.
Because he said like we just don't have the talent, and it's his fault for it. Like
they have the talent.
No, like,
right?
Even
I didn't say it. He said it.
No, I know.
Yeah, when we had the talent too, we just didn't do enough to like utilize the players. So like I saw a post the other day talking about how like we really had like Marcus Morris, Jason Tatum, Kyrie,
I saw that.
Jaylen Brown, Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward. How did that team do nothing?
Scary Terry did the most.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like that when you have that much talent, you should have made it to the final.
Again, like Gordon Hayward just didn't fit.
We just keep making it to the East.
I was talking about it. Oh, we were talking about it yesterday. They would have passed it to Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. If Kemba was there, they're going to pass it to Kemba. If Gordon Hayward was there with Kyrie, they were easily going to pass it to Kyrie. And then if Marcus Smart's hard, they're going to pass it to Marcus Smart before Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward was the fourth or fifth option every time he was on the court. So Gordon Hayward's a great player, but he just doesn't fit for our team. Like, I'm happy he's doing good in the Hornets. He just doesn't fit here.
Yeah.
I love him, though. But, like, we just didn't – after that injury, when he was coming over from the Jazz, I was so happy. But just after that injury, it was different.
Much better on paper.
No, I definitely agree. Same with Kyrie, like, because Brad Stevens even said they were playing for Kyrie like long term.
Yeah.
Do you think we should have gave up Isaiah Thomas? Or do you think we should have kept him?
I talked about this like a few weeks ago. That's why on Boston Sports it's hard to respect a move like that. Like especially after the year that Isaiah Thomas
he did so much for
us. So much for Boston. Boston loved him.
He was in MVP contention. So you have a guy.
Was he actually?
Boston loved him. Yeah. Yes.
MVP. He might have averaged like 27 points that year. You know, he was balling. So you told me a guy just has 27 and you see Kyrie and you're like, oh, let's go get him real quick. And you just throw Isaiah Thomas to the curb. That's just a move I never really understood.
Who would have given up instead of Isaiah on that time?
I think we should.
You didn't need Kyrie.
Yeah.
If you have Isaiah Thomas, why did you? Isaiah Thomas did everything that Kyrie.
Why not go get Gordon Hayward and keep Isaiah Thomas?
Yeah. No, I see what you mean.
Because Isaiah,
I feel like we should have went for a big then.
Postseason too.
Then we should have went for a big.
Yeah.
Well, at that point we had Al Horford for a couple more years.
Yeah,
too.
but like if we were so trigger happy trying to get Kawhi, we should have tried to bring in Kevin Love. I like Kevin Love a lot.
We had the opportunity to bring in Durant.
Kevin Love.
Even Tom Brady was recruiting for Durant.
Really? That's funny. I didn't see that. Yeah. All right. I think that's all. You want to call us out? You want to call it out? Daryl, why don't you call us out? Why don't you sign us out? This is your first time here.
All right. Yeah, that's all for today.
Bring it into his mic.
That's all for today. You know, make sure you watch us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify,
Instagram. Follow us, DBD Sports Show.
You know, I'm so happy to be here. You guys are going to be seeing us all together here going forward. Peace out. Have a good night.
Yes, we'll see you guys next week.